Welcome to another episode of the Power Hour. I am Steve, along with the urban sensation known as C-Red. And joining us tonight and most nights is Rion Vision. That's the real deal, Rion Skills. And tonight, you didn't know you needed these guys as a unit until you got these guys as a unit. Now you can't live in wrestling without them as a unit. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the notorious Casting Couch.
Casting Couch. I even put the logo up, guys.
He's invisible.
Yeah, no, I ducked out the way so you could see the name.
And I didn't even do it.
Yeah. All right, so one by one, starting with Muggsy here. Introduce yourselves and tell us who you are and where you're from.
I am Muggsy James, the Southside Slugger, old style chugger, and I'm from Oak Forest, Illinois. Currently training
for the name. Sorry.
I'll be training under Chris Logan, the Shogun.
Shogun.
Hey, somebody.
Who's looking in?
My apologies. I'm trying to see who's looking in on Mateo's thing over here. Who is that?
Someone's peeking behind you. Now you got them all paranoid.
Right, but yeah, okay. Please continue, Mike. Please
Go ahead,
continue.
Muggsy.
Blink if you're in danger. Blink if you're in danger. He's blinking. He's blinking.
I think that's about it for now.
All right, and then of course, no stranger to the show is Mateo Valentine. How you doing, Queen?
Hello, everyone. My name's Mateo Valentine. I'm the fat femme Asian sensation, the fabulous and glamorous, slightly psychotic and absolutely iconic. And I'm from Chicago, Illinois, born, bred, and raised. Currently training at the CSW Wrestling Academy and kicking ass and taking names.
Wow, did you get all that?
Phantom's work.
I'm going to write that down for later. And then, of course, a man also no stranger to this program is the Hot Rod Daddy himself.
Ooh,
Talk to
Fuego,
us.
baby.
Talk
Fuego.
to us, baby.
I am the Hot Rod Daddy Andy. I am currently living in Crete, Illinois, also training with Chris Logan at Wrestle League in Chicago, Illinois. Born in Baltimore, Maryland. I have many acronyms. People call me Goose. People call me the Hot Rod. People call me the most electrifying daddy in sports entertainment. I am also known as the Dunkaroo Daddy, baby. I have like 30 names.
And Dunkaroos are delicious, especially with milk.
I actually just ordered Dunkaroo flavored protein
You
workout.
should not run out of Dunkaroos like
Thank
you
you,
did
Muggsy.
the last Crash Tested show. Man throws Dunkaroos every time and runs out of them.
Autographed as well.
I thought Cactus Rack was going to kill you that night, but that's neither here nor
Oh, crap. Oh, Rachel.
No, she's mad at me. She's mad at me because I quit. And then, of course, we have the world's greatest magician.
Magic Mike Windorf. I'm now branding wrestling's favorite magician. But also you can call me, I guess, since we did that show together, Steve, people call me Soap now. So
Now, listen, I was telling them before we started taping that you were down and I was going to stomp on you, and I slipped and I came down on your chest cavity really, really hard. I have never felt so bad in my life.
I was just like, let's keep going. Like,
I'm like, oh my God, I can see my footprint.
Hey, I dropped the soap, so
I see Red dropped the soap.
T-Red did drop the soap. So going back to November of 2021, at the big Dynamic Wrestling Alliance Invitational, we were all backstage, and I remember walking through the corridor, and I heard Mateo Valentine talking very loudly, as he often does. And he said, "This is where it's at, baby. This is the Casting Couch." And I saw the four of you sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck is the Casting Couch? Gentlemen, take us back to that magical day in November of yesteryear when the Casting Couch became the it thing.
The year was
I will allow-
1932, back in Sicily.
I will allow our captain to speak. Oh, captain, my captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
As he's yawning.
Oh God, Okay. So, Dynamic Wrestling Alliance, thank you so much for because we were all booked for a Rumble, and it was the main event. However, there were like 12 matches in that show, and we were just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and we all
And
just
that was just for the hardcore Craig match.
yeah, and that was just for the Craig match. Thanks, Craig. And then we all got close to each other as like, when time comes by and we realized we had a lot of things in common. We all vibed off of each other so well. It's like when people talk about brotherhood and all that stuff, when people are like driving to like venues and all that stuff. It's like for us, it was just like waiting 4 hours to rumble and be in the ring for like 30 seconds. And so we really just like clicked together, and we were just joking off of each other to the point where we were talking about like the meme of the casting couch. And so it's like my grand idea is just like, okay, we got all these chairs. And so I grabbed some chairs and I sat down, and like it's like Muggsy, Mike, and Daddy were the three guys, whereas I was the woman. Everybody knows the meme. So it's just like it all happened right there. We all felt like there was something special about it. And so, I think it was either Muggsy or Daddy Andy who created the group chat. And like since then, it's like we haven't stopped talking to each other via that group chat. It's awesome. I look forward to it like almost every single day to be like, what's going on? Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
there's been
it's
a whole silence in that group chat since November.
I don't even think there's been an hour where we haven't seen at least one or two messages from somebody, but like it's good for communicating because like obviously I'm like new to the area, so I didn't know a lot of places to go or people to talk to, but like I bounce all of my like ideas off of them in the messaging. Like we bounce bookings off each other to see where everyone is and see if we can show up and like pop by, even if it's just to be like visibly seen. So I mean, like every show I get, I send them dates, and it's like, hey, whatever date you guys are free, like let's go, because I'm trying to get them seen more than like what they've been seen.
That's it's interesting. And I have seen pictures of the casting couch.
Yeah, look at mine in the background, man.
Like yours in the background. That's the Christmas sweater picture. I love that.
I was so mad to get that in time.
It's very, very festive. Did I see a picture of you taken outside the Berwyn Eagles Club by the sign?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Now that's
The
a pretty iconic place. Is that is that home for the casting couch?
I
I mean,
personally
it's the show we've been on the most, LLT. Like that's the show we've all been. Like I think they're the first actual people who booked us, right?
Yeah.
And they booked us twice. I mean, the first time we kind of like forced their hand, but the second time they kind of asked, so it just kind of worked out well.
So if we go to LLT, or did I say that wrong? Is it LLC? I thought you said
LLT.
LLT. LLT. Pardon me. It's late in the evening for an old man. Do you guys work as a unit? Do you wrestle individually? Are you freebirdsing it?
I'd say free bird.
Yeah, we're freebirding it.
If one wrestles, we all support. If two people wrestle, we all support. Hell, if it's all four of us, we all support no matter what.
There's that picture I was talking about outside the sign. Look at those.
Yep.
Look at those good-looking so-and-sos, Rion Skills. Look at
Yeah.
that faction.
That's
one
a
of
hell of an image, man.
pictures ever of wrestling.
I know that's definitely one of my favorites too.
I want to.
And we also,
I also love the
Go
not
ahead.
work.
Say it
I was
again.
gonna say like 5 minutes before that, we randomly met a guy who we thought was in the venue, and he just happened to be some random dude outside who took pictures with us.
You guys have is amazing. You just found a random dude and was like, take my picture, please. And just,
No.
Yeah,
he was
he asked
walking.
us.
He came up to us.
to take a picture
He
with
came
him.
up to
like,
us.
yeah, this photo we took on our own, but the guy asked to take photos with us. We were like, what? Okay.
He was just walking down the street. You didn't even
Yeah,
like.
he was just a guy on the street.
And he was just like vibe, and like he loved our vibe, and he wanted to vibe with us.
I love
Wasn't even at the he wasn't even at the show.
Yeah, he goes,
Just
there's
a random
wrestling. They
Berwyn
got,
guy.
They got wrestling in here? I didn't know there was wrestling in
So you guys are quite a faction, and like I said, yeah, I've been following what you guys have been doing, and the thing that always strikes me is you guys are always so damn happy when you're doing it. It's contagious. C Red, who is apparently reading the New York Times right now, happens to be a man that has been a member of some of the most prolific factions that wrestling has ever seen. Of course, I'm talking about the Soul Touches, and then of course now the ARC. Team Damn It, of course. So C Red, we got the casting couch here. What do you see in them as it relates to the classic faction in wrestling? I mean, I'm going to yield to your experience.
They are fresh. They are exciting to watch. And so me and the Magician, we have history.
You dropped the
No.
soap. We know this. That was well done.
Yes, I dropped the soap, but even before that,
Like
we
old
had-
CSW days.
Yeah, when CSW many moons ago in a galaxy far, far away, where C Red was wanted. Steve.
Man, you know I'm politicking.
So we kind of bonded there. And I've had a respect. I respected him as a wrestler, but then when he broke away and started doing magic, like he just like blew my mind. And
Hands on a damn billboard.
dude,
Yeah.
he sat there one night at a show, and I'm not gonna put the company out there, but whatever. It was the show where we dropped the soap. And he did a magic trick right in front of me. And here's the funny part.
Drink.
Got it.
That's 3 tonight. 3. You guys should be feeling the effects a little bit.
So I'm a huge magic nut. Like, believe it or not, for whatever reason, like now one of my favorite movies, I don't care if it's 5 minutes left or I can catch the whole thing. Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too are like in my top faves because of him and because of my love for magic.
Wow. I
So-
did not know this.
I just
Yes,
thought you were a big Jesse Eisenberg fan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No.
I thought you were going to say you're a big fan of
Lex
magic because you
Luthor.
dress like David Copperfield.
No, you know what? Growing up, remember, so we're a little bit older, Steve and
Look,
Brian.
a lot older. Not a little bit.
So remember, David Copperfield used to have specials on NBC.
Made a
You
building
know-
disappear once.
And so that's what like brought me into magic. And then when The Masked Magician came on Fox, like, oh my God, I was hooked. Then to find out the tricks, and it was like, oh, that sucks. Like,
Just like wrestling.
right. Right.
Fucking magic of wrestling.
9 years old.
Right.
Mad about it.
So again, I said all of that because like when he came back and he was like, yeah, I'm getting back into wrestling. Yeah, I'm gonna try to balance the two. I'm excited because I'm waiting for the day where he makes his opponent disappear. Like that shit will be awesome.
Oh my
That's-
God.
That's how he gets all his victories. Opponents disappear.
It's coming.
You guys would have loved the LLT spot he pulled off.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, cards.
Hot Rod. What can I say about the Hot Rodster?
Award winning.
Oh, what?
He won an award. What award did he win? I missed.
But he was the what the fuck moment, I think, weren't you?
Sweet.
Wasn't that it?
I don't know.
He won
I
a
know-
Taz
Hey,
award.
don't you guys watch Wednesday Night Wreckage? You work for the fucking place.
All I'm saying is
I
tag
think I
team
was
of the
off
year.
I got
Facebook
out
at the
before
time.
that ship sunk with all
Tag
that,
team of the year.
all that
Tag
high
team of the
society
year.
business.
Tag team of the year. Yes. So
So you're award winner, and Hot Rod Daddy got the award for what the F moment when he came out as a fan and beat the crap out of Mikey Balls, aka Nick Diamond.
well, it works for me.
Awesome.
But
I can't wait to
and
get my
you know
plaque
what?
from PWI.
So to watch his first match and never had seen him work, I grew a fondness and a respect for not only the gimmick but the man, and I love his work ethic. So he's different. What can I say about Mateo?
He is also
Oh, yeah,
different.
he's
Like
Don't hide now.
That's
Don't
laying on
hide
that
now.
couch. He's
So
laying
don't
on
hide.
that couch right
Don't
now.
hide. Don't hide. So there's nothing I can't say that hasn't been said by, well, I don't know who said it, but I'll say it.
What?
I love Mateo. And I never, so when you would talk about Steve Mateo on previous episodes, I was like, yeah, okay.
You got to
I've seen-
experience
I-
him to love him.
Right. And that's the thing.
that's
Like-
Captain Mateo.
When
There he is.
you
Look
when
at that
you
clean.
are around Mateo, oh my, like, God, I needed Mateo in my life 6 years ago when my dad died. Like, Mateo brings this joy and energy to a fucking locker room that half the time everybody's just there. Like, we're just there to do a job. And as he say, wait 4 hours to do a damn battle royal. But you know, like, I was having so much fun around Mateo. I was like, well, shit, if this is the best that it's gonna be tonight, then shit, it's worth me just sitting back here. Like, I love being around Mateo now. I hate that we aren't on more shows. Like, oh my God. Like,
Thank you.
I told somebody else, like, this is the person I need to be with me all the time, because when I'm at work and I'm pissed off, when I'm here at home and stressed the fuck out, I need Mateo in my life. And to watch Mateo wrestle a couple of months ago at CSW, the night Ripper got inducted, like,
Oh, hey, we
fuck.
were there that show.
Yeah, we were there.
I was fucking impressed. Like, I was like, no pun intended, balls deep. He just delivered.
You heard he said?
He heard it. That's why he shook his head. Like, I was like,
Should be
shit.
that should be your finisher.
I didn't even want
Are you getting?
and
Are you asleep?
What
no,
the hell
and
is
I,
happening
You're
here?
asleep.
no. So I apologize.
You just
He's the greatest
apologize.
thing, and then somebody messages you. That better be Marche. That
No,
better be
so,
Marche
I think-
freaking Rocket.
I think
Stop
C-Red
this.
is sobbing.
so right now I am having technical issues with my cellular device, and I'm going off on the company because, damn it, I'm not paying a fucking bill this month, and my shit ain't right.
Steve works Stanford.
Multitasking in the middle of the show. He's filing a grievance
all
against
these positive
Comcast.
thoughts and all this negativity in your head.
Freaking T-Mobile.
Oh, you know who it is. Ow!
Dude, they got me too. I understand.
We're gonna cut
Oh,
a promo
God.
against
All right. So you
But
said
yeah, I'm gonna shoot
So,
on T-Mobile.
Mateo, again, I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. You bring joy and light to the freaking locker room. Muggsy.
Muggsy. I want to hear this.
Now, here's the funny part.
Drink.
So, I met Muggsy that night. at the infamous, DWA backstage Cash on Couch and all of that. So I had never watched Muggsy work. And Muggsy had this grit. And
Did you
it was
say
like
grit?
grit.
Like Edge, grit.
Yes, like
Okay.
Edge, grit.
Some people actually call Mark Hungman James.
He's our
Swole Daddy
hangman.
James.
He's our hangman.
But
Swole Daddy
so
James as well.
so me being red, I like to start asking people about people because I need to know. Like, okay, is this guy like, am I getting a false sense that this guy can really work? So all the people that got back to me told me he's a young guy who's hungry and he's willing to learn. And I was sold at that point. I was sold because he's young, he's hungry, and he wants to do what he needs to do to make it in this business. And for me, no hidden agendas, no bullshit. Again, comes off as a quintessential respectful guy, and he has earned my respect from jump. Now, as a whole, the whole fucking casting couch, Breon Skills booked their ass. Shit.
Look at this photo. Who doesn't want this like cool group like in
Oh.
their like show?
That's a
In
fair
the
point.
words, thank you. Hi.
Pack championships.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Y'all got championships. What? Huh? What?
Fanny pack.
Hold on. What is he doing?
I was
Oh,
like,
fanny
Mateo,
pack.
Mateo just pulled his out of his ass.
Yeah.
Mateo's the
Hold on. I got y'all.
Mateo did not have that fanny pack in his ass. That is erroneous.
All I'm saying,
Let's go. Put the
Did the
belt
other-
on the line, baby.
did the other two pull out fanny
Where's
packs?
the soap? Where's the soap's magic bag?
I'm putting the
I
belt
find
on
it
the
out of-
line.
He made it
It's right
disappear.
here. Oh yeah, it's Keelan.
If I find a soap fanny pack,
Oh
right.
yeah, that's got to be on Amazon's got to have soap.
Amazon got
I
everything.
have to do a TCC, like, we have to do a tag match, but I have to return as soap at some point.
All of a sudden, boom! There he is. He's back as the soap,
All I'm
Go
saying
under the ring
is,
and come back out as soap.
or just like do the illusion because of your magic. You could just become the soap like that, which would be cool.
Undertaker.
I want this to blow up. I really
It's
do.
gonna blow up. It's inevitable.
I see the four of you guys like taking this faction and hitting the road and like fucking trailblazing, because the Soul Touchers didn't do this shit. The ARC, we ain't doing this shit. This is like, there's joy in this fucking faction. But at the same time, everybody can fucking work. And that's what makes this shit work. That like there's not one guy that you can say, oh, okay, well, this is what they do, but they can't work. No. As a collective unit, you guys can work and you're interchangeable, and that's what makes this shit work. And on top of it, you fucking took something so small as Mateo's idea and joking backstage.
Now there
and
are
it-
t-shirts and
We're all
merch.
joking about
Right,
it.
like I'm sitting there like, hold on, they was just bullshitting. This shit is real. Then they come out with Christmas cards and shit, and it's like, what the? How did we? Soul Touchers never had Christmas cards.
It's just, it's one of those things where it was like, when we got to talking backstage, it didn't seem like we were just four guys from different places that just were like, hey, like, let's wrestle tonight. It was more of like, when we got talking, it was like, it felt like we knew each other for years. Like there was something there that like, we were on the same wavelength, and it was like, yo, like, this could be something. Like the chemistry just feels right.
And now Rion Vision?
I guess whatever order you guys want to answer this in, I'll just put this out there. Years of experience and first opponent. Can you remember those?
Yes. Mine's the answer, but it's also complicated. So I started training.
I want to say, I'm just saying, like, how many years of experience have you had, and who was your first opponent?
We'll let Muggsy go first.
So I trained a couple of years ago, and then my first opponent was Quinn Whittick.
Ooh, the sexy violence.
That was under a fully
That's
different. I took a break because I just needed to mature before I pursued this again. So
Okay.
now I'm
Welcome back, by the way. We're glad to have you. Mateo Valentine.
I've been doing this for about 2 years now. I've been Steve, you were there for my very first
I
match.
was there. Let me tell you a story. Before Mateo's, this is one of my favorite things ever. We were at Northland, and Mateo, I had met him several times before. He was part of CSW Futures, and I had met him a couple of times. And you were going out there, and you were in a tag team that particular afternoon. And I remember how nervous you were about how the crowd was going to respond to you, and what was going to happen. And I remember thinking to myself, you are exceptional. It's going to be great. So I remember hijacking commentary from Steve Kenton, because Steve Kenton was started in all the X's and O's, and he does that very well. But I wanted people to know that they were seeing the debut of something extraordinary. And I knew the first minute that I saw this man work that he was going to be a superstar. I knew it.
Thank you.
I tell the story about Sky Blue all the time. When she worked at a charity event for me in 2019, when she had only been around a few years, the minute I saw her work, I'm like, she's going to be on TV. I had the same reaction when I saw you for the first time. And I was so sure it was going to be over that I hijacked commentary to put it over properly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go
Let's see.
ahead.
Talking about,
Hey, Steve, do that more often,
yes.
please, because stars can have tables if they show up on time. Only the casting couch gets that one.
Yes. I was 2 years in. I was 2 years in. My first match was a 6-man tag. I was with Jake Andrews, who was the CSW Metro Division champion at that time, and Saban Gage, and it was against Nick Cutler, Axel Rico, and Hades X1X.
That son of a bitch.
I still can't believe, because it's just like it was my first match, my very first match, my very first booking, and I was just like, and the way to like end to quote unquote end me was like, oh yeah, welcome. I always joke about it. It's like, welcome to professional wrestling. Take my muscle buster, which I did.
What?
I was
That's real.
because we
That
all hear
happened.
the story. I heard the story. I heard the story. WWE, Samoa Joe, TJ Wilson, all that's scary stuff and all that. And so I was literally just being like, okay, I hope I don't, get injured and all that stuff. But it was like an amazing time. I remember when I got back in the locker room, they were all clapping, like people were clapping for me. They were like, holy crap, that was amazing. And so I really felt like it was I like Steve was right. Sorry if I'm hijacking this, but it was just like the reasoning why I was so nervous, Steve, is because unlike most of y'all here, I identify as LGBTQ plus. I and by the way that you guys hear my voice, by the way I present myself, in and out of gimmick and all that stuff, it's very feminine, it's very non-masculine presenting and all that stuff. So I was just very scared that I was going to get harassed. I was going to get a lot of like, who's this person doing all this stuff. So I was just like very scared the phobic heckling that I might experience and all that stuff, because all that. But thanks to Steve and like how I did, and everybody was reacting, I was just like, I didn't need it's like all that worry, it's like, why did I need to worry about it? It was really good.
The magic, no pun intended, is in that fan pop.
Oh god,
Often wanted to carry a fan around just so I could go catch everybody's attention.
That's how I'd shut people up.
Since you brought up magic, Mr. Magician,
So I started, I would say the end of 2013. I would say like maybe November, December of 2013.
Oh, so you and I have been in about the same. We're almost the same amount of years.
But there is that gap though. So I stopped, this is the interesting part. When I met Muggsy was at Anarchy of 2015.
The good old days.
And then from 2015 until last year, September, that's the gap I've been out of wrestling. So it's been like this crazy.
Some people wish I would have a gap.
So the first match I had.
hey, Mateo, stop it. I saw that laugh. Stop it. I saw it. I saw it over. Stop.
I seen this.
Is that T?
Very much so. Very much.
I'll use the tease this.
My first match was it was a tag match. It was myself and a guy named Kid Twist, who you probably know now as Adam Cage.
Yes, I do know Adam Cage.
Okay.
Why does this sound familiar?
Former commentary partner of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
So Adam Cage and I facing these guys called the Masked Bonanzas. And they were, I guess, this is back when Pro Wrestling Blitz, I think, still existed, and they were one of those guys. But that was also it was my first match, and it was my first concussion.
Oh, welcome
Hail.
to Biggs, boy.
When,
Hell
I-
yeah.
I had to
Don't
take
break the soap.
I had to take a powerbomb neck breaker, and the guy slipped the neck breaker, and I just
Hold up.
completely collapsed.
What is
on the
it
back
with
of my
y'all
head.
first matches in taking the craziest ass moves?
I don't understand.
The head.
You get told
pattern.
backstage, it's like, did your teachers never tell you to take nothing you're not comfortable with? Like, you backstage, Mateo's just like, hey, I'm giving you a muscle buster. I'd be like, excuse me? You're doing what to me? Because no, that's not happening.
But yeah.
Not me. And now we have the Hot Rod Daddy. Same
So-
question.
I've been wrestling for like 6 years. This whole time I was trying to think of who my first opponent was, but I genuinely cannot remember. I remember like a spot in the match with this guy. It was in like Delaware. I think like I remember a spot in a match on that show of a guy jumping off of a roof, which was absolutely nuts. And then my match coming after that. But that's about all I remember about my first show. I think I took like a super kick in the match. I don't remember the guy's name. And then like a couple other moves, and then I was dead. So hey, it's the most tame move you can take. I mean, you took a powerbomb neck breaker and Mateo took a muscle buster. So I sold the hell out of that super kick because I completely forgot who the guy was.
And
No
what's-
offense to him. No
No
offense to him at all. It's just
Shit, it was one hell of a super kick. Shit.
yeah, and not like even to brag. It's just there's been so much other like matches I've had since then, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't remember everyone's name.
So the casting couch is here. Where would you guys like to see it go? And this time we'll start with Muggsy again. Where do you want to see the casting couch go?
As far as promotion wise, like NWA or MLW,
Oh my god, I'd love to wrestle for the NWA.
dude, I just want to be Harley Race.
Hey,
TCC
See
on
Red knows a guy.
power.
See Red knows a guy.
I do.
Dynamic
I
show.
know a few. I know a few.
At that dynamic show, I was trying to get a picture. Those tights I was wearing were brand new, and Marche came over and made the picture cooler. Yeah, like NWA or MLW though. I'd like to be able to work as a cohesive unit, like maybe once or twice a month at least.
Make that happen.
Yeah, come on,
I
Booker,
already
man. What are
said
you doing?
that.
Rion Vision.
You keep trying to put me under a bus. Man.
I'm not putting you under, but well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe a small bus.
They don't
What's
even know me. Man.
RV?
Dang, they don't even know.
Everybody knows you.
Hey, you're the bump ref. What are you talking about, man?
That's exactly. To him,
Bump ref, bro.
to Mateo, I'm that guy who saw Rocket Pro. To the magician, I'm the guy that was at his show randomly a couple weeks ago.
I just know you as bump ref because you're the cool ref who takes bumps.
Like even
That's
to
because the
Muggsy,
other ref has a damn mullet.
even
Yeah,
to
but-
Muggsy, I'm the guy that hung out with Max on the morning after. Like
Yeah.
they don't know. They don't know.
They'll know. They will know.
No.
DJ Porter drove me home from the day I met my girlfriend's parents for the first time and threw up in front of them.
Well,
Wow.
It
There's
was,
a,
you don't say. The
Yo,
secrets of the casting couch. So there's
No.
one secret. What are the other secrets you have? Don't, Mateo. No, no, no. Oh,
Bill.
no, no,
Mute
no,
him.
no,
Mute
no.
him.
He's drinking the tea again.
Mute him, right?
one
tell him,
secret-
Mateo. Tell it.
Mateo needed a little bit of a pinky up on that tea drink. He's
shirts in the game.
Just saying.
Mateo, where do you want to see your little creation fly high to?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
You guys so much for doing that whole "oh captain, my captain." It all started. Yeah, they consider me the captain of the casting couch. That's funny, and I love them so much.
El Capitan. Or
You have a
Mon-
C on your hockey
in this
jersey.
case, Mon Capitan.
I would love to see TCC kind of just be one of the like biggest babyface factions in modern professional wrestling. Where I would love to see us like have our own show on IWTV or Fight TV or Title Match Network and all that stuff. I would love to have us on NWA. My dream for us, because I think it would work. I would love to see us in Impact. I would love to see us in Impact. So because it's like we're that stupid, but it just works. And also, like, for me, I'm a little bit selfish.
No, you got one left.
he had to call the timeout.
No. You got three timeouts.
I
It's
want
like overtime.
to be selfish because it's like I want to be with the knockouts because I love the knockouts division of Impact. So it's like for us, it's just like it's like NWA, Impact. One of if that doesn't work, we'll have like IW, be all over on IWTV and Fight. Be well known on like wrestling Twitter and all that stuff. So it's like they'll see us and all that. So making sure that we're relevant. I hope we're all doing that, whether that is we're all traveling to one venue or we're all splitting each other apart. We're all representing the casting couch.
It's always important that the captain has the grandest vision. So that was very nicely said there, youngster. I appreciate that very much. Hot Rod Daddy Baby.
Me?
What are you thinking? Where do you want to see where do you want to see this roller coaster ride go? Dunkaroos and all.
Somewhere where it's going to be appreciated and allowed to like just kind of do something crazy. Like it'd be neat. If I can like I guess throw a couple of promotions out. Like it'd be neat to do like maybe GCW, like Game Changer. That'd be absolutely insane. It doesn't have to be a death match. I mean, we could do. It doesn't even have to be a death match. It could be a straight wrestling match. We could invite like a wrestler, make like auxiliary members in every state where we go. Just have like.
Are we gonna be the Dudleys? Where everybody's a Dudley?
That's a great idea.
Well, in Rocket Pro, everybody's an idol. So, I mean, you can do it. It can be done.
Yeah. Like auxiliary members everywhere we go. Like, I don't know. I just want to go somewhere where like I want creative freedom. Like I want to be able to just I tell these guys ideas for skits all the time, and like we don't get together enough to shoot enough for all the ideas I have. But if we
Wait, quick
get to go somewhere promotion wise, man, like just give me a camera that's better than my phone, and I can make freaking movies with us. Like I can make the funny. I want to make this like the funniest over face group in wrestling.
I think you guys could be like a superhero team, like put you like in the universe as superheroes. I think that would work out really good.
Wrestling's multiverse.
Hi guys, professional wrestling.
Wait, so is Chikara
Wrestlers
still,
by day, superheroes by night.
still canceled? Like, are people not
Yeah.
fans anymore?
Yeah, it's no longer a thing.
Damn, because us as a trios
Gone,
there
bro.
would be sick.
Yeah, if it was still a thing, it's like the trios. It's like girl.
Oh yeah, we would have in like 2000 and like what 8 or 10 or like early. We would have been great in Shikara. But I mean, AEW is going to potentially get trios thingies.
Wait,
I mean,
did
they better.
did I hear Chikara?
Yeah,
Yeah, you heard Chikara.
That's C Red's thing.
yeah,
Right,
we-
they they trying to take our thunder, but it's okay.
Wait, see, Red, I have a question for you.
Woo.
Is Jack Brooks an official member of the Soul Touches?
Roles reversed. Let me tell you something
Oh my
funny.
God, they broke Red. Nobody
Broke it.
breaks Red. Well,
Broke it.
Mistress Misery broke him.
It broke.
Ah!
They broke him
That's
in
a
a
fun
different way.
What's the saying? Make them drink.
So you asked that question.
Funny story.
I,
Here's the
On-
funny part.
on
Yeah, here's the funny part.
record, we have to include Jeff Brooks as a soul toucher. If you ever saw any of the promos,
I just watched one last night. That's why I asked.
I was waiting for you to say.
Jeff
Right.
Brooks is a member now, and the sad part is he was a member before Jazz. So
Really?
that's always been a thing in Jazz's side, a thorn in Jazz's side, because Jeff Brooks in his seersucker suit made it before he did. So let me say this.
I'll have to ask
You,
about it
you
next time.
guys all have aspirations for this group. So right now, I'm shooting, I'm telling shit as is. If whatever you guys' aspirations are, then don't let anybody stop you. It's not gonna fucking be easy.
Mhm.
There's gonna be times where you're gonna say, fuck a group. Push forward. We caught a break. And that's all we caught. To this day, I still have disdain for Adam Pearce. Because I think he was the one person that stopped. He stopped us from being where I knew we could be. And shit, we all would have been on TV. But life is like that. So it is what it is. But if you guys stick together, regardless to what comes your way, and you push forward, if your visions of being the biggest face group or being on TV or what have you, then just push forward. Don't let anything fucking stop you. I have no regrets. I tell people all the time, shit, we did more in a few years than most people can say they ever did with their fucking careers. I literally tell people when people say, who? I say, Google me, bitch. And
I've heard him say it. I've been there when he said it. It really happened.
so,
Just like that too.
and
Google
when you
me, bitch.
do, and when you do, all our accolades come up. So, I mean, I have no qualms.
Crayon come up too.
So, really?
I'm just
Hush.
You
saying.
talking to me? That wasn't for you. That was for me.
Yeah, but his mic is on, damn it.
That was totally for me.
He should have muted. Shit. Again, the four of you guys have talent. You have charisma. You've got your own
He's
personal,
Googling you. He's
different.
Googling you, bitch.
You have your own different identities, but as a collective group, you guys are awesome. And again, Steve said he saw it in Mateo. I see it in the whole collective as a group. Here's something I don't tell people often. I would pay to see you guys.
You've never said that about me, damn you.
Oh
Understand.
well, it's you. But
Fair point.
but as a group, if I saw on a flyer the casting couch
No,
was
that's
booked,
what I had to get through.
I would pay.
That Crayola box right there, see?
Oh, no.
You know, that should probably be our first goal, man. We should try to get like as a collective be a group on a flyer.
Yeah, if
That'd
we
be
could
pretty
be
neat.
a girl, that would be amazing.
We have
Keelan,
great
uh,
photos for flyers.
Mike, what are your aspirations for TCC?
I really
Thank-
want us to be
Go ahead.
more of a, like, you know, as we said, a group. The one thing that really comes to mind is kind of like how wrestling was back in the day with, like, you know, Fabulous Freebirds. Like, that was a collective that everybody just recognizes. And I mean, like, think of it as like kind of like a DX or a New Day, but broader. So instead of just one brand, we're the indie circuit of that kind of echelon, can I say?
that vibe.
That vibe. So I mean, I would like to see it, and especially because like we have that kind of chemistry about us. I mean, last tag match, we kind of like just said, hey, like, this is what we're doing. We ran with it. And I feel like with, especially with tag, we can definitely go farther, because I know, you know, C-Red mentioned, you know, as individuals, we can go far, but with the collective of us, we can make a lot of damage as a tag team.
We
And I
we
feel
have
like-
we have a taste for everyone, man. We have swole dudes, femme queens, magicians, and stepdads. Like everyone can be a fan of us.
Swole dudes and stepdad.
I-
Sounds like an autobiography.
It does.
I have a question for the group as far as the working together part. As far as a preference, as far as tag matches are concerned, 'cause I know you guys can work trios, and I've actually watched an 8-man tag with you guys. Who would you want to be in just a regular tag with if you had to choose one of you? Just curious. I'm just, 'cause I know you all can just work. No, it's not stirring the pot. It's not stirring the pot. It's literally a scenario of like, I'm just curious as far, because everyone's is praising each other, so you know everyone's strength.
All right, so let's get it out there. Muggsy, you start. Of these three gentlemen, who you want to tag with?
I think Jay. Mateo.
That's one vote for Mateo. And now we'll go to Mateo. You can't vote for yourself.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
if there were two of him,
Then we'd all be in trouble.
I want to do the pageant answer. I want to do the pageant answer and say whatever, all three of them, because it's just like I'm a hybrid and all that. But I know I can't do that because that would just be pussyfooting around. But I think I would want to tag with Mike. I think I would just want to tag with Mike so we can it's just like the magic and character is my thing.
Okay.
The Magic Queen.
this
I
all
love it.
worked out perfectly because I was going to choose Muggsy, and I was going to choose him because he kind of reminds me of like a shooter like I am. He kind of reminds me of like an old NWA tag team partner I would have if I was in the NWA.
Magic Mike.
I would say because of the last 8-man tag, I don't know, just when we were in that match, Andy and I kind of were like just vibing off of it. There was a portion of the match where we were just doing hot like tags around, or just tag going in circles. And there's a wonderful picture of us setting up Eric Schultz for something. And I
Oh,
feel
I
like
hope,
that's
I
just-
hope he got injured. Did he get injured?
but
Lawyer
He lost his
bastard.
suspenders.
it's definitely it just felt right. And I mean, we all can work and make it all work. You know, the magic with Mateo, you know, Muggsy and I have this whole, like, if you look at our group chat, it's interesting because Muggsy and I are big on the whole, like, hey, we're bearded dudes and we like working out and stuff and lifting heavy. And then it's like, you know, Daddy Andy and I, we have like the whole, like, you know, hey, kind of bald.
We're
like
bearded
dads.
guys, and we both like lifting heavy.
You know. And then
You guys
Mateo
have to
and
go to a public gym, you people. I go to a garage.
And then Mateo and I, it's just, you know, I feel like Mateo and I see a lot eye to eye when it comes to certain creative
You're both
elements that I
magical.
feel- yeah, we're both magical. There's certain elements that I see with Mateo and I
Showbiz.
that we can definitely tweak things and get creative with it.
Brian, what were you gonna say?
I
was done.
want
Oh God.
that's okay with all of you.
Oof.
Because I've only seen you in ring together as a whole. Just the one 8-man tag. I've seen you all individually, but as far as all of you together, I've only seen it once.
That's a
And
shame, right?
the first, I guess the best way I could say it is that just listening to you guys now, and this is something I was like very curious about, is that the way that you guys have this all for one and one for all mentality. I've had that. I still do. And just listening to that in this red stop, in this scenario, like, especially now with how the business has changed, like, the fact that that's there is absolutely amazing to me. Kudos to you for having it, and I really hope you keep it. Like, no bullshit, I'm dead serious. Like, I hope the four of you keep that all for one and one for all mentality, because that is rare now, especially now. I keep that as much as you can. Like, no, I'm dead serious. It's been around a while, and that is a hard thing to keep. Like, as much as you can keep that, seriously.
Here's the thing that I noticed when I was listening to all their answers, whether it be, I want to go to NWA and GLC, I want to go here, I want to go there. It was always, I want us, we. You've never heard them in this whole interview refer to themselves as individual performers, and they all perform individually
Even when
often.
they call him captain, they don't just say captain,
My captain.
They,
That's right.
They acknowledge him like that. It's like he was just put away with Muggsy. He was going to Wu-Tang. I immediately thought, as it sounds like, it's what they used to say back in the day when you talk about Jizza. He's like, he the head. Before Mike Bojan, Jizza happened to be the head. He's just the guy that's in charge, and that's what I see Mateo as. He just so happens to be the guy in charge, but they all know what they need to do. And that is just wacky to me. They just know.
The whole
Like,
purpose.
That is amazing.
The whole reason I wanted to have these guys on here as a unit is because that night at DWA in November, I was watching it and I saw it develop, and they were there, and hey, we're the casting couch. And I was like, I bet I'm going to hear this.
Mhm.
And here we are a few months later, and there are t-shirts and they're a unified front. And
There's a hockey dude.
people are going to see this. I mean, the three people that watch this show are going to see this, and people are going to appreciate how entertaining you guys are, not only as individuals but as a collective. And that's why
it.
that's
the line.
that's why I wanted to do this, because I think if people can see what you bring from just an entertainment and level of joy, that they will book you for your damn show, because that's what we want. We want to be entertained. You can do 360s, 820s, 950s, whatever they're doing off the top ropes these days. And that's great. You know, you can do that, but if you don't entertain and the crowd doesn't have vested interest in you, then what's the point? And I knew from day one, the minute he popped that fan, that it was going to go for a long time. So I'm very excited for all of you. I've been in the ring with the soap.
How do you nope.
I've been working with Hot Rod Daddy for a while. When he came to town, he messaged me and said, "Do you know promoters?" And I would go around talking to all the people I work with. Hey, talk to this man, and nobody listens to me. But I'm glad, despite
Oh
nobody.
no, it's kind of worked out, man. Like it's nuts. I've been reached out to by a couple places after finally debuting this gimmick, which has been kind of nuts because usually I'm always the one like emailing people, but to get messages directly from people instead of me doing the legwork, it's kind of weird and humbling, I guess, because like I'm so used to being like DIY, like I've got to do everything myself. So yeah, you've helped. You've
So
helped.
like I said,
a lot.
I believe in this group, and I want to have you guys back on this show in the near future so we can see where you've been and where you're going, because I think the journey you guys are on is about to take off like a rocket ship. And we're very excited to be able to watch what you guys do. Now, because I am a self-serving prick most of the time, I want to bring up something that's coming up on February 18th.
You ain't got to do that.
I'm going to do that because I want to do something interesting, and C-Red will have a reaction that I'm looking for right
You
here.
don't have to do that.
C-Red looks so scared.
Look at his eyes.
Why don't I have to do that?
Here's the funny part.
That's beautiful. Okay, so I was talking with, or I was messaging back and forth with Mateo, you know, putting out the flyers for the show that's coming up on the 18th at CSW. And Shane Boucher and Jay Marsden are getting a tag team shot against the Dope Kid. And I know that Mateo's not happy about that. But
It looks
I
stretched.
said, I have bigger plans for you. So just announced today are those bigger plans. Take a look at that, C-Red. You better get your boys. Get your boys. Look at that amalgamation of human beings.
That's a screenshot right there. That's a screenshot.
You've got, and Big Mood is probably the most unified of that whole thing. That's a great match, Mateo Valentine. Why are you salty?
Moody and Marche and Solomon and Jazz better get the F out of my way because I'm about to go again. I am going straight toward Joey Mayberry. Girl, you have created
Big Mood
chaos.
Rocket.
Created.
What day is this? Because
You are-
I'll be there.
Seriously, it is February 18th, CSW Roses Are Red at the American Legion Hall. You are going to see classic Bad Girls Club. I am going Bad Girls Club on this bitch. Okay? You have created.
That was a bad idea.
You have created. I'm not fronting anymore because you're just like, you gave an opportunity to Shane Boucher and Jay Marsden. They're not even a tag team, girl. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? What is the plan here? That yes, hanging out with Marche, teaming with Marche, the greatest NWA, one of the greatest of all time that I have ever seen. With C-Red, mentoring him and all that crap. Yes,
Red, come get your boys.
much respect, but I'm going straight to Joey Mayberry because it's going to go full Bad Girls Club on it, and I'm just gonna, and it's. I try to be nice, but I will fly off the handle, and then February 26th, I'm gonna fly off the handle on Scott's Bay.
Yes,
Period.
Power Entertainment. Great professional group of humans.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
I did the whole mea culpa tonight. Don't give me any shit.
I know.
I
Oh, but you
apologize
don't
tonight. You'll see
tone.
that
You
later.
don't get to give me that tone. I'm trying to beat that chair. I'm trying to beat your
Don't make
champion.
me snap.
be happy for me? Of course you should be, okay?
I might be
got
able to out
screwed over.
diva. I might be able to out diva you.
Oh, you had Scott Spade on before this, right?
I did.
And Jay, he's an op, right? We don't like Scott.
Didn't end well for me, as most of these shows don't. This is the casting couch. Muggsy, Mateo, Hot Rod Daddy, Magic
Captain,
Mike.
our captain.
You guys are why wrestling is great right now. Thank you so much for coming on tonight and rescheduling yourselves to accommodate us. You're great, gracious. We appreciate you. I love working with each of you. I hope we get to work more because you guys are joys in the locker room, first and foremost. Thank you for your time tonight. Oh, see red, timeout.
Here's the funny part.
The casting couch versus what's the name of that group?
Anybody.
Steve.
High Society.
There we go.
Those motherfuckers.
Oh, so
We gotta
funny
find
story at
out.
LLT.
We
We were
nobody
supposed to
knows.
fight them.
Nobody knows who CTW is going to have in charge. I'm done with that place. I know Hot Rod Daddy's there. I know C Red and the ARC are there. I know Rion's the bump ref there, and you guys do great work.
Can
but-
we fight the family or like any faction that's in Chicago or Illinois? Like,
Ooh.
I don't know if
the
Chicago or
family.
Illinois or Indiana or anyone knows, but Hot Rod Daddy's actually a shooter. So
Give
I
us
may
the
be a
family.
comedy gimmick.
Give us scumbag.
Give us anybody,
Yeah, it'll
and
be mouth.
I'll shoot them all. Like,
Suddenly the
Let's go.
casting couch is challenging
Respectfully for
everyone.
all the factions.
we,
that's-
and
we
that's that
challenge
good.
the Midwest.
Scumbag army.
If you
the
have more than two in your group, they want you.
Now we'll
And I-
take. I don't care.
Yeah, if you're more than a tag team, fight us.
But hey, they want it. They want the smoke. They want it. They want
They-
it.
I want the fire, not the smoke. The smoke is just a byproduct of the real heat. So just
There you go. This is the gospel according to Hot Rod Daddy Andy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Steve. That's C Red. This is Rion. This is the casting couch. This is the Power Hour. Thank you for staying up late with us tonight. Don't miss us next week, where the Chaz Moretti farewell tour begins right here on this program. On behalf of my guys and these guys, these are the casting couch. Watch them everywhere. Love them everywhere. We'll see you next week, folks. Thank you. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Jeez.